Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to my playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. We are still in the Brackenbury Sanitarium. We're just entering the north wing.
Let's see what
Once again, get into stealth and search mode. Is this my face? Tell me. No one in there? Graham. This man has the look in his eyes of a hunted animal, and at your approach he staggers backward to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him farther away from you. He cries out, a bizarre, primal utterance like nothing you have heard. I need to ask you some questions. Graham looks at you blankly. It is unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are words at all. Azo ran experiments on you against your will, didn't he? He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does, for the first time you can perceive his soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though maimed by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul, and I will. You project out towards the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else. In your mind, a single word, and the word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cry out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work, and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns a knob, and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you are screaming a scream you can barely hear. Another night. Heavy footsteps outside your door, coming for you. You look through a slit in your door, the flesh giant, the artificial being, just outside, but facing left, facing the end of the hall, the boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, and then rights itself, turns away, and leaves. Graham looks at you, still wide-eyed, but somehow more present. He nods at you, and then walks back to the end of his cell. Speak to the patient at the end of the hall.
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets.
Indeed.
Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
I doubt the wealthier citizens have the same experience. I'm sure they have their share of family members they'd rather forget. But if all were treated like this, the sanitarium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such conditions? No requirements met. Here's the source of all that knowledge you were so giddy about. Kana grimaces. It is one thing to be told as much, another to see it yourself. Let's be on our way. This place gnaws at the soul. Alright, still not seeing anything. Is this where I need to be? Uskrim. A willowy adolescent boy stands in the center of his cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead. The occasional blink his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish it. You close your eyes and edge forward towards the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out to the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors unheeded by the other constructs, and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, but the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" He asks at a volume meant for the crowd, and this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panic screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function, and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Aedra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality. and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that it is the soul of the man that caused your awakening that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A watcher. I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. It makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he is about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look. You hunger. Hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then, suddenly, he slumps forward. And, Euskrim is now in... Ah, come on, let me fucking move! So, it looks like... Oh shit, it looks like a boss fight. Alright, here's what we gotta do. Gotta move back here. Crazed patience? Graham. Why is Graham attacking me? No, I don't want to kill Graham. Well, that guy's dead. Let's take this next one out. Okay, he's got to go down quick too. Okay, I gotta actually do what I gotta do here. Let's start with getting Rasputin here up front. And we'll try to do marked prey on not the crazed patient, but the flesh construct here. We'll get Eder to go vigorous defense, and we will rage, we'll frenzy with our berserker. And then what do we gotta do? Let's try out one of these new spells. Try out the delay of motion here. Hopefully that'll hit all of the enemies and slow them down a bit. Now that that Durance is up front and center, let's get Armor of Faith up to boost our defenses. And then we will get that AE heal, Sanctified Ground or whatever up. Okay, everything's good so far. Sagani is... Wow, Sagani is taking some damage. Let's move her out of the way. Let's get her on that flesh construct and this on the flesh construct. Let's try to knock that flesh construct down. And let us try a barbaric blow on whatever's in range. Try this crazed patient. And Durance is going to kick out Consecrated Ground then. He's going to move a little bit further forward, and then he's going to kick out Consecrated Ground. And let's see what our main's going to do. Our main is going to drop some sort of AE over there, I guess. Try Noxious Burst, and let's just try to catch all these guys. Is that 4 phrases he's got? Let's try to paralyze these guys. Oh, he's got to move up front. Let's move here with Kana and get this paralysis thing going. Boom! Okay, they are all pretty much paralyzed. So, Idelman, no. Batixia, no. crazed patient? Yes. Alright, what else? Flesh construct. Just take this out. I don't know if I want to kill all these people. That's the problem. I guess it can't be helped. And we need to run forward and get onto this flesh construct. Yeah, because clearly, I guess my AEs kind of ate them up. Okay. Let's take that. Let's come back here and take all this shit back up. Let's just stick it in the stash. Everything I can, I'm gonna stick in the stash. Alright, let's go out here. Flesh construct. Oh man, am I gonna have to fight this entire fucking thing? Yeah, it looks like it might be. I might have to fight this entire fucking sanitarium. God damn it. I didn't want to chew through all these crazy people. You gotta do what you gotta do. At least they're going down relatively fast. I mean, yeah, I am taking some damage, but I'm not taking much damage. Especially once I get all my people in there. Okay, let's loot some more. Hey, what's the betting that he ran towards the warden? Let's go this way. Yeah, let's go in here. Okay, let's talk to him. What have you done? You've been experimenting on patients against their wills, mangling their souls. I have witnessed it with my own eyes. Aza's face drains of what little color it had. How could you possibly... Look, it had to be done. Ethelmer and the others, they took everything from me. Everything. When I was this close, I had to know why, where I failed and why. Imagine the value if I had succeeded. I had something that could make all these hollow infants into something like a real person, and with a few more patrons and a few years' research, who knows? No one has come that close with the legacy. It's why I have to continue. It's why I have to risk everything here working in secret. It's why you have to lie to Ethelmer for me. Tell him that you've cleared me of all suspicion.
I trust that you'll do what's right for Deerwood. Don't hold everyone accountable.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the problem, is that I gotta find where this soul went. Alright, I'm gonna head back to the main room. I'm beginning to realize... okay, one of my D&D characters is a necromancer, and I do like magic jar antics a lot. Basically jumping from body to body to cause havoc, and I'm beginning to realize from the other perspective just how annoying that shit can be. Come on. Is there anything in here? Oh, there's a dead person. I grab the money off that corpse.
Let's go.
There was a guard up there. What the hell is going on here? I gotta figure out where that guy went. Come on. Oh, I can't even loot that. Fuck. Come on. If they're just coming at me one at a time, then it's like barely even worth killing them. Okay, is this guy up here going to be aggro? Oh, he's already dead.
Right.
Oh, it's open now. No, not one person, everybody.
And what does the flame reveal?
Okay, what does this have? Scroll of prayer against fear. What else I got in here? Anything else? No. So this thing had like nothing in it, like literally nothing in it. Fuck. Let's head up the hall here. I'm not seeing anything else I need. Oh, there's another flesh construct.
Let's go.
Well, damn. And now people are getting tired, even though it hasn't been a full day. Or has it been a full day? Maybe it has. I don't know. I lose track with the day-night cycle in this game. Or the lack thereof. Okay, there's nothing so far. Oh, there was something over here I could loot. Yeah, let's head down to this side passage here, I guess. I don't know. Anybody in here I need? Nope. Oh, fuck. Don't tell me you went upstairs. No. What happened to these guards? What happened to this person in here? No, what's going on? No. Yeah, it looks... Well, there was an animaster in here, right? Let's talk to her. Something else you need? No. I'm getting out of here. It's not safe anymore. And a patient just ran. Well, where the hell am I supposed to go? I guess we head upstairs. Alright, upstairs. What do we got? Sanitarium guard? What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things... It's complicated. A patient of yours, Uskrim, was working for the Leaden Key, only without knowing it. You finish your explanation, and Ethelmore breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest that they are all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Azo? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Okay. Azo was only trying to help the patients. The Leaden Key took advantage of him. I should have known better than to isolate him. Of course he would resort to deception. The wiser thing would be to allow his experiments, with close oversight, of course. A mind like his must be allowed a chance to create.
Welcome.
So, what do I do? Let's go down and talk to Azo before I leave, before I depart, as it were. Yeah. I have no idea where this person went. Let's search this upstairs first. Audmer.
Hail and well met.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration of the still body of his patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. Has he come to sit in? I probably should have talked to him before I went downstairs. What is it you do here? Close as we are to the Glenfathan Wilds, we get a number of bivouac maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I am early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work, but in time I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects. Okay. Alright. Anybody else in here that I need to know about? Cool. Let's talk to Azo real quick, and then I'm going to head on out. Let's head to Azo's laboratory. Oh, here we go, a Wict. Oh, crap.
Let's go.
There's these random encounters now? Alright. Well, let's take that shit. We're going to have to do a more thorough search of this area. Let's talk to Azo again. Okay. Fucking A, I don't know where this guy went. I'm supposed to subdue somebody, and I can't even find him. Let's go searching these cells, I guess. No one. Oh, wait, what's this? Ocean of Spirit Shield, Bloodstone, and Silver Fittings. The chain's grown with added weight. Crescent bite marks pit the edge of the cot. The bucket reeks of awful. So it looks like I got nobody to look for in here. Well, damn. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking for a little while, try to figure out where the hell, oh, enemy spawn.
Margaret's fire.
After him!
Yeah. Damn, did I just blow somebody away for like 300? I think it was just like 30 and then 10. Alright, none of these walls look like they are particularly see-through. Okay. Still nothing?
Let's see what lies this way.
Well, it's now listed as complete. I've subdued Oskrim. Okay, so I don't have that quest anymore. So, I guess I'm done here. Right, so this has been, yeah, this has been the asylum. Let me go ahead and go back to Helig and turn in the, you know, basically let him know I fucked up with his book. I will see you in the catacombs. Oh, right outside I got interrupted. Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You are summoned to Hardet House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. How did you know where to find me? Well, it's Lady Webb. She knows everything. Tell me about Lady Webb. Do you not know Lady Webb? She's, well, no one's seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunrid Row. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passers-by with suspicion. Quietly, he continues. She's supposed to be old, older than anybody, and she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away in just a pile of bones, kept animated by dark magics. She's still at it, best anyone can tell, learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne, too, it's said. Has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best you ask Lady Webb first. And what's Dunrid Row? A whole mess of ciphers, run out of Hadret House. They'll make it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own, and when that happens, you can make pretty good guess as to why. Where can I find Hadret House? It's just over there, my lord, the southwest corner of Brackenbury. You'll find the lady upstairs. Very well. So I got another lead. I will hit Hadret House, but first let me go ahead and turn this into Helig. So, I will be back very shortly. Alright, I'm back in the dungeons, and now that my mechanic is up, or now I'm in the catacombs, and now that my mechanics is up, I can successfully disarm this asshole's traps. Helig of Thane. I open Modred's chest, if that's what you mean. He places his hands on the table and leans forward. Tell me everything, the look on his face, the sound of his screams. He closes his eyes and clasps his gnarled hands together. I want to bask in his every glorious detail. She tore him to pieces. I'm not sure which was louder, his agonized cries or the cracking bones. Helig bursts into laughter, spewing bilious fluids. He dances a halting, awkward caper before settling his mad eyes on you again. I doubt I've ever had this much fun, even in life. He removes his amulet and hands it to you. And now, your reward. You asked for Rowena, and here she is, small enough to carry with you. He chuckles again. She's a formidable warrior, and now her soul is a formidable talisman. It's served me well these years, but I've moved on to bigger and better things. He waves a hand at the texts and runes on his table. Now, like so many things, it passes to the next generation. Use it as you see fit, or give it to that miserable old sap, Dalton. He shrugs his bony shoulders and returns to his work. Whatever you decide, our business is ended. A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged stelgare. It's filled with a fierce, restless energy. Who are you? You see an image of your mind of a woman in heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who calls her Rowena. The vision shifts to a windswept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowena falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in your mind. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with an unnatural light and fixed on Rowena. He reaches out to her, and what little life remained in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. With a final contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. The soul pulses with warmth. It fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous. But fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you can feel are cold, crimson walls pressing against you and something loathsome feeding off you as the years fade into decades. What do you want? You see an image of the amulet shattering and the soul inside rising and dissipating amongst the stars. Farewell. I will take that amulet.
Yeah?
Get my dwarf chick down here. Up to Dalton and pay him a quick visit.
Sure.
Who's a good boy? Who needs his belly scratched?
So Eddar's interacting with a black dog now. Either that or he's interacting with the fox. Alright, time to find Dalton. He was over here, wasn't he? Yeah, here you go. Alright. His tired eyes brighten. Did you find her? Show him the amulet. Yes, but not as you expected. The old man studies the amulet. Rowena used to wear this. Where did you get it? From Helig, who's kept her... Okay. From your old adversary, Helig. He trapped her soul inside it. Dalton cradles the amulet in both hands, gazing into it with wonder and bewilderment. She's here, back with me at last. He holds it to his cheek, as if hoping to hear her voice or feel her caress. Perhaps her presence, even like this, will bring me peace. This isn't what you want to hear, but releasing her soul back into the cycle would be the best for both of you. Destroy it? He clutches the amulet. But to have her back after so long, I couldn't bear to lose her again. Having her near me again would be enough. Enough for you, but what about her? If you'd keep her trapped in this amulet for the sake of your own comfort, you're no better than the wizard who imprisoned her. Dalton's expression withers. You're right. Please, let me do it. He draws a club from with a trembling hand and crushes the amulet. As the gem cracks, you feel essence rush from it. The old man looks at the shattered gemstone. Thank you for showing me reason. Perhaps she'll wait for me in the next life. He looks at his hands, shaking. By the flame, she won't have to wait long. Please take this. He hands you the club. It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. And I got a moderate positive with Defiance Bay. And it looks like I've got quite a few magic items to sort through and some to equip, including a Ring of Eternal Funding, which has properties Eternal Funding. Passive, 1 per stronghold turn. Self, +5 copper. So it just gives you gold, just randomly. Hey, here I have some gold. I got a Torque of Defiance. Defiance of Concentration +10, which I'm going to put on somebody. I don't know yet. Here we go. Put on her. Now we'll put it on Eddar. Or wait. I'll put it on my main. Fuck this shit. I'm like confused. Minor Cloak of Protection, Cape of Deflection, and he's going to need that. Yeah, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to put it on the Ranger. Probably the best for her. Deal UN Dibta. That's the club I just got. It's a fast, 12 to 17 crush, accurate 1, fine, and vicious. Vicious gives you plus 20% damage against prone, stunned, or flanked enemies. Let's see. Versus this Saber one-handed, which is 15 to 22 slash. I don't know that it's actually worth it. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know what? We're going to equip it onto Eder, but we'll keep his sword around just in case. The fuck is that? Lion hide. Okay, fine hide armor I do not need. Footpad hood. Who does not have a magic hat? She don't, so I'll put on her. Stealthy and a perception, and she's like as close as we have to a thief. Unwavering resolve. I kind of want to wear it on RPG Crawler. I feel like it might be useful. And we will move this to replace Kana's necklace. Gaun's share is a one-handed flail. What's draining? 20% of damage restores endurance. You know what? Fuck that club. I'm putting Gaun's share on him, on Eder. Yeah. Now that club might be useful as one of these rapiers. In fact, I think it's going to be a straight up upgrade to one of my rapiers. Well, we got gauntlets of puissant melee. Let's see what Eder's wearing. Yeah, we will change these for Eder's gloves. And like anyone, we'll get an upgrade from that. Damn, we got a lot of shit, don't we? I think that sorts everything out, though. Everything of value is sorted. Oh, except for that one armor that I picked up. It's like in my stash somewhere. Here we go. Blade Golan. It's keeps stun duration plus 20% defense while stunned, plus 2 damage reduction. So its DR is 7. I don't know. I'm going to keep it in my stash for a while. I don't think it's going to be useful for. I think it's going to be useful for other people once I start actually wearing something besides plate. But I think that's it. And for now, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to wrap up here. Next time, we'll start looking into either the lady that's called us or that armor that I'm supposed to be looking for. But for now, you know, this is Pillars of Eternity. That's been Brackenbury Sanitarium. You know, this is the RPG Crawler. If you like what you've seen, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more of this game and others like it. Until next time, take care and goodbye.